if I could be anything,
Would you?
A chef might be fun, mostly because I really like to eat also.
What kind of cuisine are we talking, Cathy?
Probably pastry chef.
Meet a professional bookworm who traded big business for a shop on the main line. A woman who makes it her mission to meet and showcase Philadelphia-based authors. This is ShopTalk. The vitals on Cathy Fiebach. She grew up in New York City, earned her MBA, then worked in public relations and brand management, left it all to raise 2 children. When she went back to work, she had an epiphany. That's when she decided to turn her passion for books into a career. She loves representing Philadelphia and mainline authors in her Wayne bookstore and loves being part of a community of local bookstore owners. Welcome to Shop Talk, a show about the entrepreneurs who fuel the main line. I'm Lucy Lopez with my guest Cathy Fiebach from Main Point Books right here in Wayne. Cathy, thank you for being here at UIF Rec Studio.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Let's start off by getting you to tell us about how your son encouraged you to follow your passion.
I walked into Borders the day it was closing with my children, and everything's on sale, including the bookcases, and people are crying in line that the bookstore is closing. And I'm not crying, but I'm close. And my son's like, look, those bookcases are $10 each. Buy them, and then you can open your own bookstore. And I, in my infinite wisdom, bought 10 bookcases. Left them in the store because I didn't know how to get them home, and then went on to sort of research opening a bookstore.
So describe to our viewers what Main Point Book looks like when you walk in.
So it's a typical of an independent bookstore in the fact that it reflects me and the neighborhood. Every independent bookstore you walk into looks a little bit different. This one is about 2,000 square feet with, I hope, a good shelf of everything. So the collection is not extensive on, any one genre, but we do have a good shelf of psychology or, a great fiction section. We have a very strong selection of local authors because that's been the most exciting part to me, how much is going on in the Philadelphia community.
How do you compete with Borders, Barnes & Noble, Amazon?
Well, Wayne has been a great community to be in. So when I opened the store, I was in Bryn Mawr for a few years, and I moved to Wayne when the space became available. And what's been really nice is that it's a community that supports its businesses. What I'm offering is a sense of community. So we have book groups, and we have writers groups, and we have poetry groups. We are experts on books, and if you just order a book online, basically an app will recommend that you order the same kind of book again because you like that one, but that's not really how people read. They want to discover something new. So you walk into the store looking for one book, but as you're walking through the store, you find a book that maybe is narrative nonfiction that is really exciting to you, or you find out that Johnny Scott came out with the book called The Beneficiary, which is about her family, and Ardrossan on the main line, which Amazon's not going to know to recommend to you.
How do you encourage kids to read books, and what are your thoughts on these graphic novels that kids always want with the cartoons in them?
The graphic novels that are coming out now they're not what you and I would have described as comic books. There's a lot that are nonfiction. They're taking some great literature and making it into graphic novels. So, to a certain extent, we say this is real. This is getting your kid involved in reading. If they find it interesting, they often do go back and read it more than once. They share it with friends.
All right, let's talk about mentoring. How does your bookstore, encourage, promote mentoring, and how is that part of the whole independent bookstore book club?
For me, when I got involved in this industry, one of the shocking things was how much people shared. So I was coming out of corporate America where the importance was having information and holding it close and not sharing it with anybody. And when I started to do research about whether I wanted to open my own bookstore, I'd walk into a bookstore wherever I was, on vacation, and people would share the most phenomenal information, how much money they were making, what trouble they had with staff. That was one of the things that really attracted me to the business. One of the things that has been kind of fun is, I'm hiring a lot of college students, graduate students, people sort of very early on in their first job career, and how many of them are really interested in getting into the field in some form. I do spend a lot of time sort of mentoring and helping people try to find jobs, or sort of giving them advice on how I think this could become a career.
Time for storefront switch up.
Okay.
This is when we ask you, if you didn't have Main Point Books and you could be anything or anyone, what would you be doing?
If I could be anything,
Would you?
A chef might be fun, mostly because I really like to eat also.
What kind of cuisine are we talking, Cathy?
Probably pastry chef.
Ooh. All right, so you are in the hot seat, so let's keep these questions coming.
Okay.
Some rapid fire questions are going to come right at you. Don't think about them, just answer them. If you could have dinner with any author, who would it be?
Zeldin F. Scott Fitzgerald would be fun. I think that it would be a party. I think that the clothing would be phenomenal,
yes,
and the food would be great, and I still think he might be one of my favorite authors.
Hardcover or softcover books?
Softcover.
Softcover or Kindle?
Softcover. That was easy.
Okay. Fiction or nonfiction?
Fiction.
Dr. Seuss or Winnie the Pooh books?
Winnie the Pooh.
Why?
I had a friend in college who used to read it to all of us before we went to sleep at night. I lived with 13 people, and he actually ended up opening a bookstore in Seattle.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of cool.
All right. Favorite Shakespeare play, and we'll end on that.
Much Ado About Nothing.
Thank you, Cathy, for sharing your story with us and answering our crazy questions. I hope you had a good time.
I had a really good time. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, great. If you want to visit Main Point Books, you can do so right here in Wayne, and you can also visit them online. They have an extensive calendar of events coming up, I guess every month, every week?
All the time.
All the time. Okay, and if you've got a story you want to share with us, you can visit us across social media and send us a message. That is it for Shop Talk for this week. We'll see you soon.